Welcome back to Your Palm Beach Guide, the official podcast of the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce, where we bring you conversations with the leaders shaping business, lifestyle, and the future of Palm Beach. I'm your host, Kiana Rivera, the Chief Advancement Officer at the Chamber, and today's conversation is one I've been especially looking forward to. We're joined today by Margit Brandt, one of the most influential figures in Palm Beach real estate. Known for her discretion, precision, and deep understanding of the ultra-luxury market, Margit has quickly established herself as a trusted advisor to some of the most sophisticated buyers, sellers, and developers in the country. With a background in New York and a reputation for navigating some of the most significant transactions on the island, Margit offers a unique perspective on where the Palm Beach market is today and where it's headed next. Margit, welcome to the podcast. Well, Margit, welcome to Your Palm Beach Guide.
Thank you so much for having me. This is going to be great.
Listen, we're excited to talk about all things, just your career, your life. But for those who don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into this business.
Yeah, so I've been in real estate for 16 years. I started when I was really young, almost so young that I was probably too young to be giving people real estate advice, right? Because the clients were much older than me. But I've been doing this a long time, and I'm originally from New York City, so we kind of have that like New York City efficiency. Came to Palm Beach 10 or 11 years ago and kind of transitioned our business here, and it was the best thing we ever did.
And before you got into the real estate, did you study this in school, or were you on a whole different path? Because some people go to college, or they go and study, like economics or something, and then they end up in a arts and culture type field. What did that look like?
So I actually studied PR.
Oh, no, wait, me too.
Yeah, PR in college and like branding and all of that and, messaging. And I thought that was what I wanted to do. And so when I got out of school, I, took a job in PR, and I kind of quickly realized that it wasn't for me. Nothing against PR, but I think I'm very entrepreneurial. I wanted to be my own boss, and it's different. It's very different. So I quickly realized, like, by 21 or 22, like, this is not for me. But when you think about it, it's kind of a similar skill set in terms of like managing a brand and marketing and all of that stuff that PR is.
Right.
It's just in like a different way, and this was a better fit for me.
And because you spent so much time in New York, how did you see that shape your work ethic when you got to Palm Beach and just your drive and focus in this new market?
Yeah, I mean, when we first got to Palm Beach was frankly very sleepy 10 or 11 years
very
ago.
Sleepy.
It was not what it is today, like on the global scale. So we kind of took a New York City work ethic to a very small, sleepy island at the time, and I learned every single house. I remember riding my bike through every street. I would memorize homes. I have like a photographic memory, so I would just start learning the streets and learning the addresses and learning the homes, and I was really starting from scratch. But that's kind of like how I learned everything over here. And it was really the best thing we ever did coming down. If in hindsight, I would have come sooner.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when you're riding your bike and you're doing this research really for your own brand, what is that next step after you memorize the streets, or you're just like, okay, what's next? Who can I talk to start this?
Yeah. I mean, it's a slow build, and that's something people don't talk about. I think there's this narrative that like, I'm going to be a broker in Palm Beach or any market, I guess.
Right.
But specifically Palm Beach, because it's so competitive here.
Yeah.
It's such a small competitive market. It would be totally not accurate to say that this happened like overnight, or that anyone got lucky in any sense. This was a grind from the start.
Yeah.
How did I get started? I think you just do one deal. That's how anyone gets started, right? You do one deal, and then you take that deal and you move it to the next deal, and then you market that deal and move that to the next deal. But it's definitely like slow stepping points, and it took years.
So I want to pivot really quick to your PR background, because you said that this wasn't for you in the PR space, but you've really done a lot of PR work with your own brand.
Yeah.
And do you think that because you went and studied that and you have that experience, that now like your brand is everywhere? Like you are a branding expert.
Absolutely. Well, we have a really exceptional marketing team, and we've been called the best marketers in Palm Beach.
Yeah.
And really, when you're hired to take on a house, I mean, you have to market the house, and you have to reach people everywhere. So yeah, probably it helped. There was like this celebrity component to PR that I didn't really like care for. I wasn't that like enthused by it or impressed by it. So I think that's what wasn't for me. But Yeah, I think like the ethos of like getting a brand out there and managing the message, there's absolutely probably some correlation, right?
Right.
In what we do today with all the houses.
No, that's so true. And then when you're talking about how Palm Beach was a sleepy town for so long,
Yeah.
and how has that changed today and just the level of business that's coming here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a multi-billion-dollar market every year. The pricing's gone up significantly. The time that people are spending here, it's more year round now.
Yeah.
So in, 10 or 11 years ago when we got here, it was still seasonal in nature, like very November through April kind of thing,
Okay.
or even like December through April. Like people were here a few months in the winter, but they were absolutely not calling Florida home base. It's changed significantly in that Florida is HQ. People are homesteading their properties, and they might travel in the summer, like maybe they go to Europe or the Hamptons. But Florida, this is their main home,
Yeah.
and then all travel is done out of here, and they might be here 8, 9, 10, 11 months, that kind of thing.
For people who aren't familiar with the culture of Palm Beach and what all Palm Beach is, what is the closest market that you could compare it to that might help people understand how unique Palm Beach is?
Maybe Aspen.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Aspen's really small
Yeah.
as well and maintains the pricing due to it being a small market.
Yeah.
And it's super high end. I feel like Palm Beach and Aspen are probably the most similar, even though one's on a beach and one's a mountain town. They're probably like the most similar.
Similar.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that makes sense. And what defines a Palm Beach buyer today versus 11 or 12 years ago?
I think Palm Beach also has become much younger.
Yeah.
So we've had
So
a lot.
speak on that a little bit
Yeah.
because like you said, people are always like, oh, well, my grandparents are here.
Yeah.
Or, I come to visit my grandparents.
Totally.
And now it's not like that.
There's this narrative before that it was like heaven's waiting room. That
Yeah.
was Florida, where people came to die,
fantastic.
right? People came to die. Now
Yeah.
people come to live.
Right.
Like they're moving their businesses here. Some of
Yeah.
our biggest sales are people in their very successful people in their 40s and 50s, 60s that love life and are active.
Yeah.
We've even had people in their 30s come down. So
Wow.
it's gotten so much younger. And Palm Beach buyers, I mean, obviously you have to be very successful because you have to be able to afford our pricing. And that's
Right.
what I love about our market is you're the best at what you do. I
Right.
learn from our clients. I'm so grateful to work with the people I work with because think about all they know about business and deals.
Yeah.
And I would be lying if I didn't say I've learned from all of this, from all the people we're so fortunate to work with.
Right.
So I think younger, successful people, we've seen some tech, which
Big
is
tech
new.
hubs, yeah.
Because it's typically just been like finance, hedge fund. That's
Okay.
been our demographic, but we've seen some new tech people
Yeah.
aiming towards Palm Beach. Yeah, so the Palm Beach buyers it's kind of
It's
like a wide
younger now.
range, but we're
Yeah.
grateful that there's so many of them.
Well, and too, I know just even driving down, South County or whatever it is, there's buses and, people are bringing their kids here and really kind of having a home here. So I know we mentioned a couple of days ago at an event about the schools.
Yeah.
And just that when you sell these homes, there needs to be school systems here and there needs
Yeah.
to be schools to bring. So you were particularly excited though about some of the recent school developments.
Yeah.
So I just want to touch on a little bit about how when people come to this Palm Beach market that there is a wide range of school opportunities for their children.
Yeah,
And
there
so-
absolutely is.
yeah.
So the difference with Palm Beach County to Miami-Dade County, there's a space limit there. They just don't have the space to build the schools. Palm Beach County, we have the space. And then we've had a significant influx of schools coming in. Wingrove Academy that
Yeah.
Steve Ross is doing is amazing. Same people that did Avenues in New York, as well as tons of international schools that have been
Right.
incredibly successful. So that's a school that's coming in. There's several others that are kind of hush-hush, but I know that are coming into
But they're
downtown
coming,
West
yeah.
Palm. And then obviously we have the Green School, we have Palm Beach Day
Mm-hmm.
Academy. We have incredible schools here. So the narrative that we don't have great schools is false. We have
False.
excellent schools.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. So your reputation is built on discretion. And what does that really mean when you're working with these $50+ million homes?
Yeah.
What does that mean for you and the buyer?
I'm like a vault.
Yeah. No.
I'm a living vault.
Well, and that's so important because like you said, at the end of the day, this is their home and this is where their kids are. This is where they're building their life with
Yeah.
their spouse. Like that's intimate. That's an intimate space.
Absolutely.
And it should not be broadcasted elsewhere. So I love that
Absolutely.
you're
And it's
about
not
that.
something for an agent to put out there
Yeah.
to benefit themselves. It's like
Exactly.
loose lips sink ships.
That is so true.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Everybody needs to take notes on that.
Yeah.
Loose lips sink ships. So how much of your role is data driven versus, instinct on relationships?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, data in terms of pricing has always been kind of a strong suit of ours. I think a lot of the buyers being younger, sometimes it's finance or tech, they appreciate like a data analysis of the market, and not just the pricing is what it is, because the pricing, is higher, and I think everyone needs to make sense of the pricing. Are there some times where people are willing to pay a certain number and they don't care about the data? Sure. So you have to kind of feel it out on what's important to people.
Exactly.
But for me, if I'm making a big purchase, I like to know everything. That's how I am. So we kind of operate like that for our clients, and we try to get them every piece of information they need in terms of pricing, in terms of scarcity, because that's what really gives confidence to make a deal happen, is when you have all that intel.
Yeah. When it comes to understanding the market, which you're very good at, and you're able to kind of foresee certain trends or different moves when it comes to just the changes in the market as well, what do you attribute that to? Do you just have the hindsight to do that, or have you studied different tactics to see that type of movement?
I think to be successful in Palm Beach, you have to have the relationships where you know the players.
Yeah.
And you have to understand that landscape and know the people. If it's a very insular community, and that's why I think a lot of people that come in are like, I'm going to do, if you don't know the people.
You don't know.
So I think it's mainly relationships is how we're able to read the market.
Well, and touch on the smallness of this town. Like, even though, yes, it's this huge, global landscape now, and we're the center of the universe, it seems, with everything, but this really is a small town feel. Can you explain that a little bit?
I always say that Palm Beach is a small town with big people.
Yeah.
It's 2,500 single family homes. We only have a few hundred waterfront homes. It's a really small town with amazing police and amazing people. That's what makes our community so great. We have really high quality people. And I think people see Palm Beach where in movies and shows or on the news, and they think it's just this big place. And when you get here and when you really start to understand the market, you realize how small it actually is.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about, you mentioned this earlier when we were speaking about the relationship building, relationship focus, but you stage a home based on the client you're working with. And so how have you been able to tailor, if you're selling a home for a CEO in a tech business versus a CEO in hedge funds or something like that?
In terms of staging, or in terms of like
staging, and also staging because you want people to walk in and feel that this home belongs to them.
Yeah.
Let's touch on that. Like, how do you create that space that when a CEO of a big tech company or a hedge fund company walks in, they're like, I can see myself here.
Yeah. I've been doing this long enough that I know like how people react in homes. I can feel a floor plan or a layout like very quickly. And everything we do well.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to take on a listing that shows terribly, has mold issues, has problems. We even preemptively do inspections just to make sure that, hopefully no one steals our tactic there, but we do inspections just to make sure that by the time that people get to an actual inspection, everything's clean. And then in terms of staging, I mean, you want the property to present like it's ready to be lived in.
Right.
Not to mention, we're all people. People get tired while looking at properties, and sometimes we want to sit, and you might want to have a drink or a snack and look at the view.
Yeah.
We're all humans.
Right.
And so if you don't have any furniture in a house, where's someone going to sit and take a break on a long day of looking at houses?
Right.
So I've seen that time and time again where people, when they buy homes, want to sit down in them. And so staging, I think, is like the bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Nothing worse than an empty house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you talk about this white glove service, when you talk about those extra steps that you've taken on, that has clearly been successful in your career so far. And do you attribute that white glove service not only to your team, but also how you manage your business?
Yeah, I think we're just doing more. I have an incredible team of girls that work for me.
I love them.
So you love them. So you've gotten to know them.
Yes.
Like super high quality girls that work for us. And we're so grateful for them. But with that, sellers were able to provide more guidance, more hands-on touch in terms of staging, getting it ready, and showings. I mean, we can have someone come through and make sure everything looks perfect. A lot of these people have staff. But we just offer way more in that sense. And in terms of the buy side, it's ingratiating someone to the community. It's way beyond just a house. I mean, anyone can pick a house, but it's meeting friends. It's ingratiating yourself into the community and clubs and schools and different activities that you're into. So we were called recently like the warmest welcoming committee to Palm Beach because we got them on a whole social schedule and calendar where now they know people. And that's what really makes someone feel happy in a new place, when you found friends and you found like your place. So it goes, for us, we're like not transactional at all. It goes way past the transaction and in terms of like actual real relationships.
Well, and I think too, the relationship building goes back to just the community of Palm Beach and how
Yeah.
we're so heavily focused on relationships.
Yeah.
And I think also, and I'll just brag on you a little bit, but because you're so focused on the relationship portion of your business, that has grown your reputation to, like you said, you're
Yeah.
the most welcoming people in Palm Beach.
And long term.
Long term.
Like I want to be, like, this is a relationship we want for 10, 20, 30, 40 years.
Exactly.
So we operate in accordance to that. This
Yeah.
is not like
Like a one and done.
One and done.
Right.
Some people are very transactional where they are just one deal, then you don't hear from them again.
Yeah.
It's holidays, it's birthdays, it's all of that. And we really care because
Yeah.
we're grateful that the clients have helped us as much as we've helped them.
Right.
So you have to keep that perspective.
And so I love that you say that because you've built a very powerful personal brand. I just
Thank you.
I
It's
keep
so
going.
nice.
No, I'm serious. It goes back to the branding aspect of it because you're out there, but you're also so discreet
Yeah.
at the same time. And I love that. So how can you share with us, how do you balance that visibility aspect of it? Because again, powerful brand, amazing, but also with exclusivity.
Yeah. I think the branding and the marketing is really just to get the properties out there because
Okay.
people have to see the properties. You can't like be so discreet that no one sees the house.
Yeah.
The whole job is to get the
You're
house
like, "Oh my
out
gosh."
there, right? And that we've studied like with marketing firms, people sometimes have to see it 20, 30 times before their brother or their agent or their sister calls
Right.
and is like, hey, you should see the house. So it's not as simple as just throwing it up on MLS and like hoping for the best. It's more timely than that. So we are really good at getting the properties out there, but the discretion is more in line of who the buyer is, who the seller is, what the deal terms are. You have to have some level of discretion and respect for the parties involved, and that's what we kind of excel at as well.
So let's talk a bit about media and how the role of media and storytelling, as well as the digital presence and the print presence, because every time I
Yeah.
open up the shiny sheet,
Yeah.
you're there.
Yeah.
So how does that, really affect and play in selling luxury real estate?
Well, in our market, print is very important. In other markets, print is not a factor at all. Palm Beach is a little old school in that sense
Yeah.
that, you have to do print marketing to kind of be relevant. And the sellers want that. That's sort of something that sellers are going after. If you have no print presence in Palm Beach, you're probably in trouble.
Yeah.
What we've differentiated is we've done Instagram and we've put videos of properties. We were kind of the first ones to do it in Palm
Yeah.
Beach. Now everyone's doing it. But we've differentiated and our videos are super interesting. And people are interested in real estate, like
Yeah.
innately, right? So
Oh,
I'm
100%.
interested. People want to see nice houses.
Yeah.
And I think packaging them up in like an interesting, fun video, even if it's in a short Instagram reel,
Yeah.
they love it. We also use it for sending to other agents to send to clients because then someone who's, I don't know, in London can see what the house looks like in probably 30 seconds of their day.
Yeah.
So the videos are key for us.
Okay.
And we use that on multiple platforms. of
And you're
media.
able to adjust. I want to talk a little bit about, you mentioned early on in our, in our conversation about how this is a long process and that you were really hitting the pavement from day one here in Palm Beach Market. Help people understand that it's not an overnight success.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of work and actually we're work. It's
Yeah.
more than just saying, it took forever to get here, but
Yeah.
no, like, do you have some late night stories you can share of like, you're just working?
I would say, it's a lot of sacrifice
Yeah.
too. I think that in terms of starting, it was absolutely challenging. There's tons of failures there. There's times you tried for listings and no
Yeah.
one would talk to you on listings. You have to be able to hear no well and move on quickly.
Okay.
Luckily, I had a dad who told me no all the time. So I
Yeah.
had like a 2-second rebound rate. If I hear no, it doesn't faze me at all. I just move right on to the next thing. If you're someone who gets upset by hearing no, this is a terrible business for you. Like you'll never be successful in
Yeah.
this business. So I think being able to like hear no and like recalibrate and repivot, that's like a key skill set. But it absolutely took a while. There's tons of failures that people don't talk about. Listings that don't want you, buyers that buy with someone else.
Yeah.
But the successful ones have the ability to pivot and be mentally tough and move right on to the next thing. And that's what separates people that try and people that actually do well in this business.
Well, and I think something else to touch on, I want to go back to your dad really quick because I love that.
Yeah.
I love that you
No.
mentioned
Can I go
that.
here? No. Can I sleep over with my friend? No.
Oh my goodness.
So I was just like, no worries. I hear no. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I hear no less now.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, I heard no a lot.
Right.
And I think that actually helped. So thanks. Dad, for
Yeah,
helping me with
for helping you with that. That's amazing. So let's pivot really quick as we wrap up here. Where do you see Palm Beach market going in the next 3 to 5 years?
Oh my gosh. I think I think we're in a renaissance right now, like
Yeah.
2020 to 2030. And this narrative that like, oh, we're maxed out on pricing. The pricing's so crazy. I mean, just sit back and watch. We have people
Yeah.
now who are circling back 5 years ago. Like 5 years ago, they were looking and they're like, we should have bought with you 5 years ago. They're buying right now.
Wow.
So don't wait. I think that 3 to 5 years from now, we're going to see even higher pricing. We're going to see more record-breaking sales, more wealth being thrown into the community, more wealth being thrown into downtown West Palm, which fuels our Palm Beach Island waterfront market.
Right.
So I think we're heading into like a really busy 3 to 5 years here with more sales and more new people to the community.
And then share with everybody, are you just over Palm Beach Market or do you have other locations you work with?
We really just do Palm Beach and Manalapan,
Yeah.
and we do it really well. I'm very
Perfect.
focused. So we're not one of those people that's like here and there and everywhere. Because I always think that a jack of all trades is a master at none. So we're just a master at Palm Beach and Manalapan.
Oh, that's so good.
We do have a lot of Manalapan. I love
Yeah.
Manalapan.
Manalapan's
I'm biased.
beautiful.
I think Manalapan's amazing. It's big ocean to lake spread. So
It is.
I
It's
love
beautiful.
Manalapan. It's
And I
beautiful.
feel like it's kind of slower down there sometimes, which I like. So
Which is kind of a nice thing. So you can come to Palm Beach if you want.
Yeah.
But if you don't want, you can stay at your big home.
Right.
Palm Beach is amazing too. But the ocean to lake concept in Manalapan
Yeah.
is pretty special.
Well, I always love to end my podcast with some rapid fire questions.
Love it.
They're just really fun and quick.
Good.
So coffee or tea in the morning?
Coffee.
Coffee. Okay.
Of course, coffee.
What is your favorite hidden gem in Palm Beach?
Hidden gem. I think Flagler Museum is a really special place. And Henry Flagler plays such an important role he founded Palm Beach.
Right.
And it was his home. And I just feel like it doesn't get enough credit or use.
Yeah.
We have to do something more with Flagler Museum.
We do.
I think it's so incredible in the history of the Flagler family founding.
Well,
this
I'm
incredible
hoping,
place.
did you ever watch The Gilded Age? That was on a little bit.
Briefly, but not at length.
It was so, I was so locked into that show.
You
And
were.
briefly, they mentioned Henry Flagler's daughter in that
Yes,
show. And I'm
yes.
just waiting for them to be like,
I love
here, let's
that.
go down the train
I
and
love
go to
that.
Palm Beach. So I'm hoping that will happen.
He's our founding father here.
telling
and it was
you.
his house. So that's the best hidden gem. Go
Yep.
see Flagler Museum if you're here.
Absolutely. What is one book that changed your life?
You know what? I read that Eat, Pray, Love. I love that book. But to be honest, I'm
Yeah.
a mom. I have a 6 and 9-year-old. I don't have much time to
Yeah.
read anymore.
Very
I did
true.
before, but
Not now.
I'm not a big reader these days,
Yeah.
to be honest.
And last question, what would you tell your younger self as you navigate the life in the workplace that she would love to hear?
Just it'll all work out. Don't worry on
Yeah.
the small stuff. I think when you're younger, you care more about what people think and all of that. I have totally lost any care on what people think at
Yeah.
this age, and I wish in my early 20s I knew more. Just there's always going to be haters, so
Yeah.
just keep going and it'll all work out.
I love
That's
it.
probably what I would say.
Well, thank you for your time today.
Yeah, thank you. This was so nice. Thank you for having me.